There have been some significant allocations to bolster crime-fighting efforts in Gauteng South. Some of the initiatives include the helicopters, community policing initiatives, fighting gender-based violence, among others. Let's look at this now and how it's likely to change the situation on the ground, if at all. We speak to TJMasilela, chairperson of the Gauteng Community Police Board. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, 2.3 billion rands in 2024-25. These will go towards various initiatives. I mean, you're thinking helicopters and drones, surveillance, community policing initiatives, as we also heard from the State of the Province address. In your view, are these likely to help when it comes to crime-fighting efforts on the ground?
A very expensive measure for an expensive cause. You know, crime is costing us a lot. Yes, to some extent, one would like to believe that we must see a return on investment. This is taxpayers' money, and we should be able to see some of the results. A lot has to and might also come from the private sector also in mitigating this. So yes, definitely we remain positive, and we're thinking that we should soon see some results. Otherwise, this is a big investment.
And talking about it being a big investment, it's one thing about it being a big investment, but it's another to then have it on the ground and rolled out in a manner that is felt by all communities across the Gauteng province. Looking at how the allocations have been made right now, you think about CCTV cameras, you think about the drones, you think about the crime-fighting wardens as they've been described, in some instances they're peace officers. Will these likely to cause a serious dent on crime in the province?
It has to. I hope and pray, but it has to. If we are all on the satellite, on the networks, registering every person in this province that comes into the province, lose a digital cyber e-policing. Definitely. It's something that we have not tested prior to this, but we have to do every attempt right now because we are really under siege.
But registering every person in the province is a bit of a tall order. How does this work at a practical level in your view? How do you see it working?
Yeah, you already have some kind of a database. My biggest problem, and I think the biggest problem for communities, is the undocumented people. The illegal. The other day I was listening to Minister Motsoaledi saying that you have different kinds of your database of the people that are in the Republic. So that part also will form a very important role in knowing who is in this country, documented and be kept in a database, fingerprints taken and all that, so that you then keep, when crimes are committed, you know where to go, maybe at least and align that. Because that is the biggest problem. South Africans, you can be able to know through your IDs and so forth, but it's also a worrying for the undocumented people that we find in the country. I'm not saying they are the cause of crime, but in some extent they're also perpetrators and victims.
But do we have the capacity to do this?
It shouldn't be a problem because obviously somebody hires the people in the province are working somewhere to maybe they're helping us. We're also maybe culprits that we have them in our homes and they are helpers and so forth. So we need to also as communities and society try and help this process so that your helper that is helping at your home, you should know at least a little about that particular person and assist we have formed those domestic workers against crime who will then will assist the process. But I'm appealing and challenging that we all have a responsibility to make sure that we are all documented.
Do we have enough police officers to be able to carry out some of these ambitious plans? Panic buttons for every single household. If they have panic buttons, do they have enough police officers to respond in time if there is a crime? Helicopters, CCTV cameras, everything. Do we have enough officers to carry these out?
It's a multi-integrated approach. It's not only just the police officers. You also have the security company in the space, the community crime wardens, the community patrollers. for those non-armed responses that must happen. And like I said, we need also to be our neighbors' keeper in as far as trying to address this. But to answer your question directly, you will never have enough people, but you won't have 1 million of panics pressed at the same time or need help at the same time. So we just need to get a commitment from the current law enforcement, the recruitments that we have, the wardens, the traffic wardens, everybody. It must be a multidisciplinary. Otherwise, it could be just a waste of time.
And the reason I ask this, we're almost out of time, but the reason I ask is this because it's been for years now where communities are asking for intervention when a crime is taking place. And in some instances, when they phone the police stations, a van is not available to get to them. And then right now you're sitting with the crime prevention wardens whose status was also under scrutiny just recently. So do we then have enough to be able to respond to communities who are also resorting to means that are illegal, which are not supposed to be, in order to try and, cushion themselves from crime?
Some of the crimes that are being committed, or should I say, some don't also need some interventions of high caliber, but also some need social workers, some need, and if we do crime prevention, we are in a better position to deal with the matters of crime, because we would have tried to prevent that. Prevention will always better be cure. Hence, you will need to spend this money wisely in crime prevention rather than to do the mop-up. Mop-up is very expensive and we don't have that capacity.
All right, I suppose then we have to monitor the rands and cents and how far they go, and also the communities, and whether or not these actually do result in tangible results for them, because essentially those are the people that these efforts are being, directed at. But thank you so much for those insights. That was TJMasilela, chairperson of the Gauteng Community Police Forum.